Hey folks, Tim Newman with Soft Lite Studios, and it's time for another daily assignment. This assignment for July 9th, 2019. In today's assignment, we are going to work on a shooting style that I call Thoughts on a Theme. And shooting a theme is not really all that hard. It's just that making all of the images within that theme compelling can be. So your job is to go out and find a theme that you love and work all of its different angles and perspectives. Let's take a look at some sample images. As I had mentioned in yesterday's assignment, the Good Guys Car Show was in Columbus, Ohio this weekend, and obviously a tremendous theme to go work there. It's all about high performance cars and all of the work that these ladies and gentlemen put into restoring these cars into pristine condition. Who doesn't immediately recognize the script Chevy Bel Air logo? I saw this and I saw the color that was on the car and the way the light was hitting it, and I just had to frame this up and make it into a very simple, straightforward, yet compelling composition. In this image here, the artist that built this car really designed the composition for us. This person was so focused on the composition of all the lines and the colors underneath the hood that he or she made a perfect picture just waiting for us to grab it. Let's take a look at some of the elements of design that are going to matter to us. I think when we're working thoughts on a theme, we're really thinking about simpler images that convey that theme and make it really easy to come up with what I would consider graphic identifiable shots on that theme. And therefore, I'm really looking at shapes and forms and subject balance. I'm paying a lot of attention to patterns and symmetry in these images. We have a few more samples for you to take a look at here. In this next picture, we see the side vents on a car that's been completely redone and decorated. And some car enthusiast out here in the group will immediately recognize this car and say, oh, that's a such and such. I'm just not that good with cars. I get shapes, lines, patterns, and subject balance. That's what clicks with me, and I think this picture has all of those items. Our next picture here is another work of art underneath the hood. Almost every piece within the engine compartment of this car has been custom built by this person who restored and modified this car. And I absolutely think it's a work of art. Whoever laid out all the lines, all the piping, all the wires that are in this car, and had all of these parts machined is an artist in and of themselves. And it certainly makes for a wonderful capture. And I love the tones and colors in this one as well. Our last image is being recycled a little bit, but I think it's still a pretty compelling image. And I think the person that rebuilt this car did a really good job of blending old and new in their design, in their modified car. But I really like the way the lines work together, and I really like the way that we used minimal depth of field to bring out the hood ornament on this vehicle. All right, let's take a look at our rules of composition. I think the rule of thirds is going to be important here. You can see that a lot of these pictures are well balanced. They're well cut up across the horizontal and vertical panels. We try to keep interesting things and intersecting points as we always do with the rule of thirds. Again, point of view is going to matter here. Where we are lined up with the car is going to change the symmetry. It's going to change the perspective and how things are skewed in the image. Pay attention to that. Don't be afraid to hold your camera over your head, tilted down, or get down on the ground and shoot real low level to get the car from an ideal point of view. And last but not least, I think the geometric balance here, that whole notion of what's clearly identified as the foreground and what's clearly identified as the background matters. All right, last but not least, if you're going to submit an image for a semi-monthly image critique, here's the parameters for outputting that image. an example of the naming and naming standard that we want followed. And at the very bottom, as we always put it, our upload URL. And remember, that's always provided as a clickable link in the description below to make it easy for you. Convenient because that's right next to the subscribe button that you should be hitting to keep up to date with these videos anyways. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. And remember, as we always say, learning equals skills, practice equals mastery. We'll see you out there.